Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Sports Aces Podcast, Episode 5. I am Anthony.
I'm Tom.
And we got a new guest.
DeWayne.
We got DeWayne and Chris. Chris is in the background doing some camera work, doing TD. So,
hey guys.
We're going to talk about Super Bowl today.
Yeah, we can start with Super Bowl.
Yeah. So, DeWayne, you're new here. You got anything to say about the Super Bowl? Predictions? Anything?
I mean, the first thing that comes up to my mind is you have two African Americans quarterbacks starting, which is like the first ever
first time
in NFL
ever,
history. Yeah, so that's something that's pretty eye-opening if you think about it. I can't say I'm too excited about who's representing the AFC, but
It's okay.
I think it's going to be a great game.
Okay. Tom, you got anything?
Yeah, for all our viewers, DeWayne is a big-time Bengals fan, so that's why he's not very happy about Mahomes being Super Bowl. But, yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a good game. Two young QBs. Mahomes, big legacy game for him, in my opinion, because, you know, if he wins this is 2 already, he's gonna win his second regular season MVP. And Jalen Hurts, this is a big game for him as well. Could win Philly another ring. They're second in 6 years, so I'm excited. It should be. Hopefully, it's a good game. That's all I really want. I don't want a blowout or like a low-scoring game. I don't want like a Rams Patriots type of Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I just hope it's a good game.
I think it should be a good game. You got two high-powered offenses. The Eagles are very well-rounded, but Mahomes is so good. I think he can overcome some of the Chiefs' faults. And got to talk about the Kelce Bowl. Both sides, you got Jason Kelce, Travis Kelce. What I think is so fascinating about it is not just the two brothers in the Super Bowl. They're both outstanding players on each side.
Yeah, all pros.
Yeah, both.
First team all pros, yeah.
I think Jason means a little more to his legacy if he wins another Super Bowl than Travis, because Travis is like, he's made the All Pro like every year. I don't know if Jason's always. I
think Jason has more than him.
He?
I think 1 or 2 more.
Okay, that's interesting.
I mean, he's been one of the best centers in the league for a while now.
Yeah, I think he's like 30, 34 now.
They're both getting up there in age. I think they came in the league around the same time. But Travis, if he wins this,
he's in the top tight end conversation.
You might put him up there as one of the top 3 tight ends of all time.
Definitely.
Maybe top. Yeah.
Definitely.
No.
I mean, I think he's already there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's putting up numbers that not just tight ends, but wide receivers in general
That's a good point,
haven't put up.
I mean, I think it's him and Gronk for me, or at least the 1 and 2.
Tony G's up there for me, man.
He is.
And Gates.
Okay.
Antonio Gates.
Everybody forget about how Antonio Gates was like really, a tight. Like he was really undrafted. Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
He was a whole Mr. March Madness,
Yep.
And then
that's right. He played college ball too.
Kent State,
yeah. He was solid.
And you can see based on his play, like how he just ran his routes, the way he will box out defenders in the end zone. Like he can tell he has that basketball background.
A lot of tight ends do. You saw Jimmy Graham had a basketball background. There's someone else I'm thinking of. It just escaped my mind who has a basketball background. Julius Peppers?
Yes.
Yeah, Julius Peppers.
But he was a D end.
No, Tony Gonzalez played basketball.
Yeah, Tony Gonzalez played B-ball too.
Dang.
A lot of those guys played high school ball. Probably most tight ends probably played high school ball. They're all 6'8". Some of them are 6'8", 6'5". They definitely play. Some wide receivers too.
I do think there's 2 additional storylines that we can look at, which is Andy Reid face against his former team.
Indeed.
But then also, we talked about these alien quarterbacks. Like Mahomes is definitely going to keep the Chiefs in the game. But I feel like the Chiefs secondary, they're a young secondary, and I do feel like they improved throughout the whole entire season. But you're playing against a juggernaut offense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Skill talent on the Eagles in general is tops in the league. So it's going to be interesting to see how the young Chiefs secondary is going to counter against that explosive offense with the Eagles.
Yeah, I saw this stat about the Eagles offense. Every single player on their starting offense, apart from A.J. Brown, was drafted by their GM, Howie Roseman. Like, that's a ridiculous stat on just how to build a team. Howie's got to be, in my opinion, like, exec of the year.
Well, that A.J. Brown trade is looking like the best one of that offseason now. If you look at what he's done this year, career year, easily the best season of his career.
Poor Traylon Burks, though. He had a rough one.
Yeah.
He had a rough one.
That was a bad trade for the Titans. Like, how you going to trade the guy and then draft another wide receiver? That was crazy to me.
I mean, Traylon has tremendous upside, in my opinion.
He does.
The Titans need to go get a quarterback, though.
Well, he's also been hurt.
No,
Yeah, he was. I think it's Tannehill's time though.
To leave, yeah.
Yeah, there's a chance he gets cut.
I thought you said it was his time to like step up, or like it's like
No,
I'm about to say like
He's
Well, I mean, I'll say this: Malik Willis. I know it's only been a few games, but I don't know about you guys. I just don't think he's really that.
he
good.
wasn't ready. Like they put him in, he wasn't ready.
I'm about to say you gotta give.
I'll give him a shot.
Not every quarterback that enters the league is ready to just step in immediately. I mean, if you look at
That's a
what
good
the
point.
Titans had on their offensive side of the ball,
nothing.
Who was he throwing the ball to?
No one.
I mean, we watched games. We were talking about like he's running around, like just throw it to somebody. But like, if you look at the replays, this man, the receivers are getting zero separation. This man's literally just like survived, like literally running for his life.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean,
And the O line
Yeah.
is
It was tough.
not the best either.
He did not get put in the best situation, and he was moving from a college in Liberty to NFL athlete. It's a very big jump.
and also, yeah, I Ryan Tannehill was not exactly.
A mentor.
Yeah, I heard that he just didn't even want to mentor.
Well,
Willis
he's
at
hurt
all.
because he sees the writing on the wall. He knows it's
Yeah.
not long term.
True.
In Tennessee.
Well, I think we had this conversation. I think last pod
We did,
where-
yeah.
We did a little
where
bit.
we was talking about how when a lot of veteran quarterbacks, when you've been in the game for so long, usually, you're not really invested in being the mentor to these athletes. You'll most likely want to still be the man. Like look at Aaron Rodgers. When Jordan Love came in, I don't think Aaron Rodgers was so happy about it. He probably kept him at a distance. Well, now Jordan Love might be the man at Green Bay, and if Jordan Love don't produce, it's going to show. Like these other quarterbacks is real better.
I think with the whole Aaron Rodgers situation, I think it's a little different, especially how the perception that the media was driving with that. Because if you look at the Packers, Aaron's right to feel a certain way because you drafted a quarterback high in the first round instead of getting actual help that he can throw the ball to. So I feel like that's a tough kind of situation. I do agree that definitely happens, especially when you see vets. Like, you're starting to see them decline. So you definitely want that assurance behind them. But you look at Aaron Rodgers specifically, the Packers aren't the best at drafting, especially in need. So I think, the Packers in need. So, I mean, you kind of see that's kind of different if you're looking at that.
I think when they drafted Jordan Love, it almost made Aaron Rodgers mad because he went to win 2 straight MVPs. So they definitely lit a fire under him. But
absolutely.
They should have drafted him a wide receiver.
Yeah.
But going back toward the Super Bowl, though, we'll talk about, we'll say, defenses. Which defense do you think is stronger?
I think the advantage on defense is definitely in Philly. They're strong D-line, but they also have playmakers across the secondary. So I feel like there's less noticeable weaknesses with Philadelphia compared to the Chiefs. Like I mentioned, the Chiefs' secondary is definitely questionable. And they're banged up, especially in their linebackers.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with DeWayne. The Eagles definitely have the advantage. Their D line has been good for years. They have good corners. Bradbury had a good year coming off that. The Giants they said bye, and
Just
he
cut him.
again goes to a division rival.
But that was a gamble.
Yeah,
A cheap gamble.
very cheap gamble, and it paid off for them. And Darius Slay's been one of the best corners in the NFL this year. He's gonna have there's not really a matchup I can see him struggling with in this game on the other side of the ball. Juju Smith is not very good this year. MVS, I mean, yeah, you expose Eli Apple, but
Who didn't?
what's he gonna do?
I mean, don't forget Hardman.
Hardman, is he playing? I think he's playing. I thought he got hurt.
They have a lot of guys banged up, but they'll definitely be ready by the time
The Super Bowl, yeah, that's true. If you're a little banged up, you're definitely
Yeah.
playing. The Super Bowl. I mean, Mahomes is banged up. He's still playing.
At this time of year, everybody's dealing with some type of ailment.
Just think about Mahomes though. Like that type of injury. Like you're not playing if it's the regular season. No way in hell you're playing if it's a regular season. They'd be sitting him out for probably like 6 weeks.
He's still playing such a high level,
Yeah.
too. It's ridiculous.
And that's why it's going to be a focal point. If you look at, we talk about their D-line, Philly's D-line is amazing. Keeping Mahomes upright, his mobility might not be the best. He's definitely still going to do Mahomes things, but again, that O-line, Chiefs O-line versus the Philly D-line is going to be something to look at as well.
Yeah, Hassan Reddick is going to make Mahomes' life a living hell on Sunday. He's a defensive player of the year candidate. He's really good.
Yeah, he's definitely a candidate. Will he win it? Probably not, but he definitely is a candidate. And I mean, is CJ Gardner-Johnson healthy now? I don't think he played last game, did he?
I think he's good. I think he's good to go.
I mean, he's just another guy.
I mean, you have him, you have Slay, you have
Bradbury. Yeah.
Bradbury. They have veteran leadership as well. Mm-hmm. They have experience all across that defense as well, which also helps in big games like this.
I think you got to talk about the Chiefs defense too. Chris Jones.
I was just about to mention Chris Jones.
I'm sorry to say, he was going crazy on poor Joe Burrow.
I mean, it's easy to go crazy when you don't have a left tackle.
That's true.
So, but I mean, no, but I think he's gained what he deserved. He's been such a great player in this league for a while. It's good that he's starting to get that recognition.
Yes.
Because he's definitely having a fantastic year. He's been consistent, so I'm glad he's getting that recognition because he's definitely going to have one. He needs to have one of his better games.
The Chiefs have an X factor. Eric Karlaftis. He's very good.
The rookie.
Yeah. And they have that rookie corner too.
McDuffie,
yeah.
McDuffie's really good.
Yeah, he's been good this year. And then didn't they pick up someone from the no, that was not the Bengals, was it? No.
They had L'Jarius Sneed, but I think he's hurt, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he got hurt last game.
Yeah. They have another corner I'm thinking of who played pretty well. I forget I think it's Thornhill. He might be a safety.
They have a few rookie young players across that secondary. But again, there's a lot of question marks heading into the season. I think that throughout the season, especially the longer they play together, to get those more reps.
Yeah,
and they definitely gotten better throughout the season, which will help them definitely against this Eagles team.
I think we got to talk about the coaching matchup too, because we got a young coach in Sirianni versus a veteran coach, Andy Reid, who's been around here to do this. Tell me what you think about it.
Experience only takes you so far, especially when you get to the Super Bowl. I think we tend to say oh, this guy's been here for so long, so he definitely has the advantage coaching, because he's been there. But I mean, there's a reason why he's led this Eagles team to Super Bowl. I mean, they only lost how many games?
3
or 4.
3, and how many of those games was Jalen Hurts actually playing?
Probably 1.
They only lost to
Washington.
They lost to Washington. Was the only time they lost him when he was in, and they lost the other 2 games with Gardner Minshew.
And so because he was under fire, a little bit earlier in the season, but he's shown that he can win big football games. So I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to, what happens on the field. Of course you have that coach time management and the X's and O's, but I think the experience factor between the 2 head coaches isn't going to be necessarily a big thing if looking for the bigger picture of this game.
Sure.
Yeah, like you mentioned before, it's more of a legacy thing for Andy Reid. It's I don't know if either of them really have a leg up coaching wise. I mean, obviously Reid has the experience, but Sirianni, he's been in the league for a while.
Yeah, he was a coordinator for a while.
Yeah, I mean he's got the experience. He showed that he can work with Jalen Hurts, and he made Hurts into a better quarterback.
Yeah. Chris, man, talk to me. What do you think about this matchup?
Where do I start? Overall, it's gonna be a pretty good game. I think it's gonna be a very close game because when I look at the 2 teams, with the Chiefs, the only thing about the Chiefs that's questionable is the receivers, is if they're gonna really show out, because Mahomes gonna play like Mahomes. But it's all about, their offensive attack going against a tough Eagles defense where, you have Slay, you have Josh Sweat, you had a tough defensive line already there. And then, look at the DBs where, you've seen throughout the past 2 games, those defensive backs really was shutting down a lot of, passing plays. The Giants didn't really get nothing going. The 49ers didn't get nothing going. And, time after time again, the Eagles love being the underdog in a lot of games because they're going to really show why they're the dominant team. And I'm gonna have to give credit when it's due. I'm gonna have to give credit to their GM because, their GM really invested a lot of time in building the team from that first Super Bowl run and start to see where I need a true solid quarterback. and then get the pieces around this quarterback, and then now all of a sudden now you're in the Super Bowl. Hopefully, you know, I don't like seeing the happy Eagles fans because they're crazy, but you know, I think the Eagles might win by a field goal.
Okay. I think that transitions to a good spot. Give us your prediction for this game.
I will say I don't see any team winning more than a touchdown.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a close game. I have the Eagles winning.
Okay.
It's tough to predict, but I have to give. I know I said the Eagles, but I'm going to give it to the Chiefs. Tight game. I think Butker wins this on a game-winning field goal.
Okay.
24-21.
I'm going to go with you guys. I think the Eagles, they're just so well-rounded. And like, there's not a position on their team that's bad.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs, they have a little limited on wide receivers. So I'm sure Mahomes will make it happen. I just think the Eagles are the better team. I'll go Eagles 27-20.
Okay, so we're putting numbers. Okay, so I'm going to go with, I'll do 27-23 Eagles.
Okay.
But I would like to say that Chris made a good point when we talk about, like, the Chiefs' skilled players need to make plays with the other wide receivers, because most teams are going to key in on Kelsey. Mm-hmm. So you're going to double team Kelsey, take Kelsey away. So there's other guys around him who are going to have to make plays. So the question is whether or not they're going to step up in the moment to make those plays.
Kadarius Toney's going to need to have a big game. I don't know if he's playing this week, but if he is, that's a guy that Mahomes can definitely throw the ball to. He had a touchdown that was overruled, but it's a hell of a catch.
He didn't catch it.
Oh, I know. It was overruled, but
There's another young receiver on the Chiefs. So I've been waiting all year for a breakout for Sky Moore. I've been waiting all year for him,
Sky
man.
Moore.
He was a second-round pick.
What has he done?
Nothing,
He's
dude.
done nothing this
He's
year.
done nothing, dude.
So
I'm
we're
waiting.
looking ahead for next year, apparently. So are you talking about next year?
No, I'm saying, dude, he needs to do something. This is a second-round pick who's done nothing all year.
Well, the thing about Scott, they don't put him in the offensive scheme at all. He's not in.
No, I know.
He's
Use
only a punt
returner.
Well, when he is in, because there was a couple plays where he was in against the Bengals. When he's in, he's going to get the ball. They're going to try to find a way to get him the ball.
Yeah,
it just hasn't worked out.
I know, you got to use him. Second-round pick.
A lot of their scheme with Moore is just he's in the backfield with Mahomes, and then he'll just do a little bubble, and Mahomes will just toss it to him, and he'll get like 3 yards, and he'll go out of the game for 15 plays, and then come back in.
I'd like to see him get used, but
he ain't doing nothing.
Andy Reid just doesn't want to use him. I hate it because I really like Sky Moore, but it is what it is.
And you never know. I mean, some people like to throw that wrinkle in those big games. So you never know. They might have something developing for them.
Hey, we've seen players have big games in the Super Bowl that have done really. Like, you remember Chris Matthews for the Seahawks?
Chris, that was exactly.
That's a throwback name, but he went off in that playoff.
He turned into a prime Megatron for one day.
I mean, who says? Because we've seen the Chiefs with different types of formations. You know, the ring around the rosy type, whatever they did.
I don't know what that
the Raiders,
was.
but you never know. You never know.
They were just screwing around there. They were just toying with the Raiders.
But we've seen some type of plays like that in Super Bowls in the past. You never know.
The Eagles last time they were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Philly special.
Yeah, going for 2.
But before we do any drinking on Sunday, Tom, we got to talk about making our parlays, man, before the game. Pre-game parlays. That's what we got.
Pre-game parlays.
Yeah, man. We got to put our bets in early on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
What's the line?
I ain't gonna lie. We might meet a random guy. He might join in with the bets. You know.
A random guy. I mean, we could take a look at the lines.
Yeah, we're gonna look at it a day of. Cause I feel like every day is gonna change.
Well, I'm about to pull it up right now. I want to see what it is right now and how much it changes throughout. I mean. If I had to guess, I'm saying Travis Kelce's probably getting in the end zone. I think Pacheco's going to have a good game. Even though the Eagles have a great run defense, I think Mahomes is going to be able to find his guys enough where the Eagles are going to have to respect that, and they're going to play like that soft zone, so they're going to be able to run the ball.
If the Chiefs want to win the game, they're going to have to run the ball.
Yeah.
Pacheco runs hard, man. That guy is on a mission every time he gets the ball.
7th-round pick out of Rutgers. That's a steal.
He runs. I have never seen a guy run as hard as him.
He's explosive.
But every time, even if it's a 2-yard run, he still looks explosive.
He's a hard man to bring down too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just if he gets an open space though, he's got the speed too. He can get. Yeah, right now. Okay, so the Chiefs are slight underdogs right now. They're at plus 104. The Eagles are actually favored to win the game. Spread is 1.5.
Yeah, I mean that's very indicative of what this game is. A very tight game that not many people.
I think Devontae Smith also probably gets in the end zone just because Brown's going to be.
Focus.
Brown will have a decent game, but he hasn't been. Has he scored a touchdown in the playoffs yet?
I think Goddard's gonna have a huge
Goddard is
game.
an X factor.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a huge game, I think.
Who's going to cover him?
The Chiefs linebackers aren't that
That's the thing. That's their one weak point on their defense. Their linebackers are not that good.
Well, and plus you have Gay who's banged up.
Yep.
But I think from like
Nick Bolton maybe.
but
He was what? He was a top 5 tackler this year, right? Or no? Was that someone else?
He might have been. He's been there for a few years now. He's a good tackler, but I don't think he's the greatest in coverage.
Let me see. Nick
well, if you're trying to go to the sticks, I mean, I think if you're trying to get that first down in the game, I think Hurts is definitely going to go to Goddard. He's definitely shown as his like security blanket in those type of moments.
or his legs.
That
Well,
too.
that too. Yeah, I mean, another thing that you're going to have to be worried about.
Well, everybody before that, what was it? The first playoff game, everyone was like, "Oh, his shoulder," and then he was running into guys. He don't care.
I mean, this is win or go home, especially Super Bowl.
Indeed.
We know
Yeah.
Hurts is going to give it his all. in
Oh,
that game.
absolutely.
Jalen Hurts has been a guy who's been a lot of big moments, and he's excelled in most of those big moments. Apart from that poor game where he got pulled in the national championship, which I didn't agree with, but it happens.
Yeah. Well, because everyone wrote him off after that, and then he went to
Oklahoma.
and had a great year.
It's crazy to think about. You know, you have Tua and Hurts, and just look at how their careers have panned out so far. Both super like early in their careers, but like seeing their respective careers how they're playing out so far.
Tua has been extremely efficient.
Yeah.
I will say that. But the question is with his arm strength. That's everybody's question. And he has Tyreek Hill, and Waddle, who are two of the. I would probably say they're the fastest guys in the league.
Probably the best duo in the league, I would say.
I mean, there's no question there. I think the main concern with him is availability. Mm-hmm. Is he going to be on the field?
I feel he was.
Can he
such a
protect?
good
Can he
year,
protect
man.
himself?
He was having such a good year, and then he got the concussions.
Well, the line is questionable, but also again, he's taking these hits after hits after hits. He's running too. He's a running quarterback too. So can he be available? Because that's the only thing that's going to get away with his career. You can have all the talent around you,
It's like Lamar.
but like, can you be on the field?
It's like Lamar, yeah.
Speaking of Lamar, do y'all think he's gonna go back to the Ravens or he's gonna take his talents elsewhere?
I've said this before on the podcast. The Ravens are going to offer this man a huge contract, probably Mahomes range.
Yeah, I'm in agreement there. I think it'll be somewhere in between Mahomes and Watson's contract. The Watson contract is just a weird outlier.
The problem with the Raiders, or not the Raiders, the problem with the Ravens though is if they pay Lamar Jackson, right? Who do they have? Mark Andrews, who had a down year. Wasn't necessarily his fault.
They had Duvernay.
Duvernay, he's mid.
He's okay. He's a good
return man.
If you have Duvernay as your number one,
It's a problem.
what does that say?
They got Bateman.
He was hurt
Who?
too.
I mean, hey, I'm not complaining as a Cincy fan, but I think to answer your question, the Ravens will be extremely ignorant to let go of Lamar. Look, they're going to give Lamar his money.
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
the question is going to be whether or not it's going to be the amount that Lamar actually wants.
No.
That's a true question, but they're going to keep Lamar. The same problem year after year with the Ravens is can they bring people that can help Lamar out? Like, can they get people he can actually target and throw the ball to?
No, I agree. I think Lamar comes back. The problem with the contracts is he represents himself. He has no agent. So you're going to go in there, you're going to make a contract offer to the player's face.
And his mama.
Well,
Yeah.
his mom.
Yeah, his
represents
mama.
him.
But if you say something, you could very well deter your relationship with him, where normally you'd just be talking to an agent about money. The player would never
Yeah.
really know.
Well, yeah, this is completely off topic, but it's the same type of thing. So when Steph Curry was coming up in the league, he went to Nike, right?
Yeah.
Nike offered. I think you probably know the story. Nike got his name incorrect. Just one thing, and then he signed with Under Armour. And now he's the biggest athlete. It's the same thing, like you said.
Well, here's the question. Since we're talking about Lamar Jackson, do the Ravens need Lamar, or does Lamar need the Ravens? Because that plays a factor into. Because Lamar can play hardball all he wants.
True.
Because I think in this situation he has all the leverage.
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens need Lamar. Lamar doesn't need the Ravens.
I mean, you saw how they're with Lamar Jackson. They're one of the best offenses in the league. With Tyler Huntley, they're averaging like 10 points a game.
Pro Bowl quarterback
Tyler Huntley.
So I'm saying, like if you're the Ravens, you're gonna get this man. If not the exact amount he wants, but you're gonna give him everything he needs because who else does the Ravens have? Who else do the Ravens have? We've seen their quarterback depth.
It's tough.
I mean, they have a Pro Bowler.
And speaking of the Pro Bowl, as we go in transition, like, how do y'all feel about the Pro Bowl games? Because you know me, I'm gonna be honest. I grew up where the Pro Bowl games was like just as competitive as any other game, and it was after the Super Bowl, you know. And then you had like the games like the longest throw challenge, you know, in the late '90s, then the early 2000s. You know, I remember when Sean Taylor made the big hit, and you know,
rest in peace
to him,
indeed,
man. And that was like a great game to watch. Like these guys really taking the game serious. But how y'all feel now? Like they transition into flag football.
Well, we talked about it a little bit last podcast. Mm-hmm. The flag football game, I'm not gonna lie, really stupid.
It's a waste.
I
of
watched
time.
the highlights.
You watched it? Okay.
I didn't watch that.
Well, I don't think
I
anybody
watched the
watched
highlights. It's just not the same.
It's a waste of time, and they say they don't have the Pro Bowl because people get hurt. Myles Garrett got hurt in the flag football game.
I can't believe that.
He injured his toe in a flag football game.
That's what I'm saying. It's football. Even if it's flag football, you can still get hurt.
Still get hurt. Like the guys are not going there anymore year after year because they just know it's a waste of time and nobody cares.
It's more of a risk than fun.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So my thoughts behind that is and we saw like there's a mixed reviews from the players themselves about about how they felt about it, but like if you're an owner and you see your guys going to a Pro Bowl, how do you think they feel about the new format?
They probably feel a little better because every player to them is an investment. And there's a chance that they can go
It's
and
fucked
get hurt.
up, but it's true.
No, we know what it is.
It's just the way it is.
It's a business.
They see every player as a business. Like they're an investment, and if they get hurt, that investment is less valuable. As the owner, as a coach, they see it that way. But as a player, you want to go out there and compete. I'm sure none of them they enjoy playing flag football. Like it's fun, but they want to go out there and hit.
So, Jalen Ramsey definitely showed that he wanted to go hit. I think there's no win-win because you look at health, and then you also want to look at the amusement, of the fun of it. I like seeing them do the skills games, that we saw. But I honestly, it's a tough place because I saw NHL's All-Star Weekend. That looked pretty fun, some of the things that they were doing, but they still have the games and stuff like that. So I don't know. Football's a tough sport, especially a Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
The format. I feel like that sport specifically. NBA is one thing, but the NFL is definitely something that I don't know if you can win-win with that. Figure out the format of it all.
You really can't.
There's no way to make everybody happy.
Exactly.
And speaking about not making everybody happy, we gotta go transition to the NBA, of course, because not making everybody happy means a lot, especially not making Kyrie happy.
Kyrie's never happy.
By sending him to the Dallas Mavericks instead of his destination he wanted to go to, which is LA with LeBron and AD. And with him going to the Mavericks, I know I seen a clip of Mark Cuban reacting to the news when they first said it, and he was just ecstatic. He was like, "Oh my God!" But how do y'all really feel about the trade? Because I got mixed feelings.
Let's let the Ohio native go first here. Former Cavs fan.
LeBron's my GOAT. So I grew up watching him, whether he's in a Cavs uniform or Heat uniform. So although I'm a hardcore Cavs fan, I definitely am a LeBron fan. I like to see him do well and be in the best situations he can. Of course, I'm salty that the trade didn't happen, but there's layers to it. There's a lot of toxic pettiness within the trade itself.
Yeah, I was going to mention that, but
yes.
The Nets literally said we were not going to send Kyrie to the Lakers no matter what.
Yeah,
so
that was crazy.
Exactly.
That is super petty.
So and they wanted Reeves. They wanted some younger players outside the other first round. So if you look at that, then the Lakers and LeBron couldn't do too much, because you want to keep those younger assets. So yeah, I feel for LeBron. I'm salty. I'm low key salty. But if you're the Mavericks, though, I don't. I mean, Luka and Kyrie is definitely an interesting fit that I don't think all of us saw coming.
Hell no.
No. I mean, it's a weird fit. 2 ball-dominant players. I think they'll make it work, but they're
going to have to.
They will. I think it's more of a rental. I don't think Kyrie signs an extension with the Mavericks. I think he wants to go to LA. He's going to make it happen. He wants to play with LeBron again. And like everywhere Kyrie goes, he's never happy. He'll be happy for a little bit, and then he's like, "Nah, I'm out."
Hey, I mean, I love me some Kyrie too, but we can all agree that this man's extremely unpredictable.
Very unpredictable.
Again, because I'm thinking the same lines around you that you're thinking. Like, I see it as, he's not going to resign. He's going to sign with the Lakers in the offseason. But although that seems clear, we honestly don't know Kyrie.
Yeah, but let me pose this question to you. Not that I think this will happen, but what if the Mavericks somehow, by grace of God, win the championship? I know, right? It's hilarious to think about. But what if Luka and Kyrie just click perfectly? Does Kyrie resign?
That would be fucking crazy.
Yeah,
to
but
see that happen.
I don't think it'll. Okay, there's probably like a less than 1% chance that they win the title. But
I mean, their odds went up getting Kyrie.
Yeah, because he's a Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Famer.
He's a superstar.
Yeah.
He's a Hall of Famer. Let's be honest.
They got him for a pretty good package too. Like, they didn't really give up. Like, Spencer Dinwiddie's a decent player.
Everybody, man. Nobody talks about Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie's he's a bucket. He can score.
Honestly, I'm happy if I'm Spencer. He said his kid was ready to go back home.
Him and Cam Thomas together in that next lineup. Cam Thomas had 47 last night, 41 the other night.
And still, on paper, KD is still there.
Yeah, no, the Nets said today they're not getting rid of him, so it's gonna be Dinwiddie, and then you got Cam Thomas should continue to start, in my opinion, if the Nets want to have a chance. Then you got Durant in there, and you got Nick Claxton, Defensive Player of the Year guy. They just need the Nets are still a solid squad.
The Nets go like 9-10 deep. Like, they got guys like Seth Curry, Yuta Watanabe.
Joe Harris.
Yeah, they got some great shooting, good defense. They have a lot of different lineups they can put out there now.
And then they got Dorian Finney-Smith in that trade as well. Chris, shout out to Dorian Finney-Smith.
Shout out to Portsmouth, man.
Yeah.
Hometown hero, man. Hometown worldwide, hometown hero.
To answer your question on whether or not he will resign if the Mavericks will win the championship, I can't say a definite yes.
Honestly, it's Kyrie.
Because not even that, because they could win. Cool, Kyrie gets another ring, but I don't think Kyrie's mind thinks like that.
No, he doesn't.
Because if he goes to the Lakers, I think they even have their chances of winning a championship is even greater than what they were with the Mavericks. I mean, AD, LeBron, and Kyrie together. Come on.
But the problem
I can see. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But I think the problem that I can foresee is, like, on paper, it sounds amazing to have, AD, LeBron, and Kyrie. But then it's like, the problem going to start is how you going to gel with them. Because AD, like, what if one of them get hurt? Like, if AD's hurt and it's just LeBron and KD, can they use that roster they have to make a run with that?
The simple response to that is that they're going to have to make it right. We've seen these big time names come together and play before. This happened throughout.
I was gonna mention the Lakers back in 2012 when they got Steve Nash and Dwight Howard and Kobe. And did not work.
Yeah, but I think that might happen too. Like, I think that disaster.
I'm not saying that. That Kyrie going there will be like that.
Wait, hold up. You're talking about a Steve Nash that was already like 1 foot out the league. You're talking about Dwight Howard, whose back was on 10. So, I mean, those two players were two former shells of themselves. I see where you're going, but like that.
Yeah, I know it's not the same, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of like the chemistry.
Yeah, and did y'all peep how, like, Dwight Howard went back to the Lakers and still got himself a ring?
That's funny. Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Like, J.R. Smith got himself another ring too.
Yeah.
The question
give me your ring
I have with the Lakers is, if you bring Kyrie in, AD is always hurt. Like, it's not even a what if AD gets hurt.
I was going to say
it's a when AD gets hurt. Kyrie and LeBron together, and that's it. Like if you sign Kyrie, that's all your cap space. You can't put.
Yeah, I was gonna say they
can't
have
bring
no
Austin
money.
Reeves back. Austin Reeves gonna be.
You can't bring
agent.
Russ back.
Well,
They would anyway.
They don't want to bring us back, but
Russ will not be there.
No, he will not.
Austin
He will be
Reeves,
in a
Lonnie
Magic
Walker,
uniform.
All these guys that you want to bring in to put around, like everyone says, LeBron needs shooting around him. You can't pay that if you're gonna pay Kyrie to come in. It's just you got three guys and one's not even healthy.
Well, that's the risk of bringing in these bigger name stars to your franchise. Some people gonna have to ask for less money. The buy-in is gonna be completely different. So if that were the case, that's gonna be a conversation between those three about, okay, how are we gonna make this happen? Who's gonna take less money to bring on, like, you know, your 3-and-D guys or your shooters? Because just those three guys alone, that's what 90% of your scoring roughly.
Yeah.
So I mean, you just gonna need guys to just, like, you know, assets to fill in, do certain type of roles, fill some type of roles. So I don't think that's gonna be an issue because I mean, Kyrie and LeBron have played before together. AD, I mean, you can't really compare Kevin Love and AD, but I mean they are similar, you know, front court, stretch forward type of talent.
Hey, K-Love in his prime.
So yeah, so I mean, I think it's a different conversation if Kyrie were to be on the Lakers because then you can have a lot of buy-in guys sacrificing a lot more.
I can see Kyrie taking a little less money though.
I have a hot take.
Let's hear it.
This might anger a lot Lakers fans, but my
Isaiah.
hot take,
Isaiah,
yeah, Isaiah. My hot take is I think the Lakers is about to pull the same shit that they did when Kobe last year's, when they bringing all these big stars. After they won a title, they bring in the big stars. It don't work out, and then when LeBron leaves or AD leaves, the Lakers organization is gonna be all fucked up again. Cause they did.
when they had Robert Sacre.
Yeah, it's gonna be all fucked up, and it's just gonna be like a shit show for them for the next couple of years.
I don't even know if that's a hot take because they've been using all of their picks for like the next 10 years to try and give LeBron a chance.
No, I think at this point in his career, I think he shouldn't even worry about trying to win another one because, you know, I think when you already establish your greatness, I just don't want him to pull the shit like how Tom Brady did, where, all right, you got your one, and then you still playing at a high level, which I respect LeBron playing at a very high level for being his age, and not a lot of legends was able to do that. But I just don't want him to keep trying to build a whole team around him, and then you're fucking up that whole franchise when you leave. And, like, you're going to leave it more damaged than good.
The Lakers will be fine.
Nah, I mean,
I don't think the Lakers going to be fine, though, because
they're
not. It's not like they have young talent where LeBron leaves, they going to be okay with the talent they have. LeBron leaves, AD leaves, the Lakers is not fucking good.
I'm telling you, if you ask anybody in that Lakers front office if they're worried about 5-10 years later, they're not gonna. They're not worried about that. I mean, when you have a first generational talent, you're gonna have to put all your chips in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So to tell LeBron James like I know he's not even thinking about this, but to not worry about any more championships. You know, this man wants to win more championships. I mean, regardless or not, this man's chasing somebody, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, they're gonna have to do all they can because LeBron only has how many years left?
I give him 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, he wants to play with his son. So
I
he's got a feel.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if he like all of a sudden just decided like once I break this record, that next year be like my 1 year where I'm like legit just playing just to be playing. Like I'm gonna play at a high level and try to give you a playoff run, but it's not gonna be the same.
It's LeBron.
Dude,
It's
that's
still
not
LeBron.
LeBron, man. That's not how LeBron rolls, man.
I don't know, man.
This man is, regardless of what anybody says, this man's not playing for stats. This man is visibly pissed when he's losing a game, especially the way he's been losing these games.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if it's not with the Lakers, this man has no. I don't see this man, like you mentioned, he wants to play for his son. It might not be with the Lakers.
It probably won't.
He might have to pull something that's even crazier and go to like, and I hope this doesn't happen, but like this man might go to the, like Warriors or something to get. I mean, who knows? I feel like nothing's no stone is turned at this point.
Unturned, yeah.
Where LeBron end up at the Knicks?
Bro,
The Knicks?
I would be so happy. Just because, like, think about it.
A 41-year-old LeBron.
I
on the
would
Knicks.
take it. Bro. I would take it.
LeBron and Randall?
No, Randall can leave.
And Brunson?
And Brunson, wait, who, quickly?
But Barrett?
Oh, Toppin?
No,
Obi
Oh
Toppin?
my god.
Don't disrespect Obi.
Toppin? Who?
no,
Who?
no, genuinely. Though. Like, I be watching the Knicks games.
Listen.
We are.
The man that comes off the top 10 pick that comes off the bench to stand in the corner, Toppin?
That's crazy.
That gets a highlight every...
One every 10 games.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's a rough watch. It's a
bro,
rough
what
watch.
I got a question about this. What is going on with RJ Barrett? Why does he suck?
Whoa.
Oh,
RJ Barrett
It's true, though.
has peaked. And he's 23 and he's peaked. He cannot shoot.
He earned that contract. He's set. He got his
yeah,
max.
facts.
He did get his
He
back.
got his, and it's probably gonna be his last contract. So he got,
yeah.
he got his money. He
Yo,
got
pass-
his chickens.
pass-
Because he peaked.
Pass me the ball, coach. I drop 35 a
when
game.
you're
in 1 year.
sitting a max player in the entire fourth quarter
He's a choke
in a
artist.
game that goes to overtime.
Wait.
They sat him
Yes.
for 17 game minutes on the bench.
Can you imagine? You're an NBA GM owner. You maxed RJ Barrett.
Yes. It's so.
RJ Barrett's your max player. Can we just please think?
No,
just
it's
like,
infuriating.
if I'm Spike Lee, I am literally. I don't know how this man still
can't
can
even
sit
watch-
front like on the court and watch
Hey, the Knicks
RJ
are,
Barrett ball out.
the Knicks are still somehow in the playoff race, though.
We're sixth.
I mean,
Brunson's good.
He's a snub. He should be in the All-Star game, but
Julius is phenomenal, too.
yeah, okay.
Julius,
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Julius Randle's good. He drives me crazy to watch because he does these stupid
I know.
step backs every 5
Yeah,
seconds.
I know.
Fuck
That man
Julius
puts a-
Randle.
Oh.
Yeah, why?
No, he fucked up my parlay twice. That's-
see, y'all be watching for money. You guys don't.
I mean,
be-
I watch because
No, I watch
love-
the games.
I watch
Well,
because I love Knicks basketball
well, I'm
for
not-
some reason.
I'm sorry.
well, I
Oh,
don't
no, I
have
know,
a
it's
favorite NBA
terrible.
team. That's why. I don't have a favorite NBA team.
See,
I
That's
don't
why.
either. I just like watching. I just don't understand how you're gonna sit a max player. You know what game I'm talking about? 12 minutes. He sat him for 17
I'll
minutes.
get two.
Yeah.
Was it against
That's
Was it
crazy.
against the Cavs?
No, it was a while ago
No, it was a
But-
couple weeks ago. He didn't. He like literally did not play the entire overtime. I don't know why.
because he's a streaky shooter. He can't hit a free throw to save his life.
This
That
man
is
going
facts.
Stephen A. Smith on this?
He's
Yeah.
like RJ is already. All he can do is drive with his left hand and put up a contested layup. That's his one move. He has one move.
So
He's
he-
in the NBA.
So here's my question to you, since you're a Knicks fan. How does it feel to go all these years and not attract one big name outside
I knew
Carmelo?
I
exactly what you're gonna.
I
I knew he was going.
I
knew
never
where you were
expected.
going.
LeBron, Kyrie, KD, Donovan Mitchell. Thank
I
you,
just
by the
love.
way.
I love
How's it feel?
I love seeing every offseason when people make like those Photoshop graphics of a player that's gonna go to the
Oh,
Knicks,
man.
and I'm like,
nobody wants to be a Knick.
I'm like, why did you waste your time making this, bro?
Nobody
They
wants
ain't
to be
going to
a
the
Knick.
Knicks. Durant not going to the New York.
I've never believed it because I've seen it and it never happens.
I think it's just New York sports in general, man.
It kind of
I
is.
mean,
don't start with the
Patrick
don't start.
Ewing and Carmelo Anthony.
start.
No,
After that,
That's it. That's all we have.
Hey,
Jalen
Allen-
Brunson.
Allen-
No, RJ Barrett.
Allen
RJ.
Houston,
Okay, yeah.
Did these players wing it? bring
John
us anything?
Starks.
I mean, he was a baller.
Hey, listen,
Kimbe
Walt
was
Frazier
someone.
and Willis Reed are the
Oh, wait, man.
the
Stephon
goat.
Marbury.
Stephon Marbury.
No,
Oh my
I
God.
got a great one. Antonio McDyess.
Oh,
Marcus Camby.
Antonio McDyess.
Yo, Marcus Camby was nice in
if we want to name
the mid 2000s.
really bad Knicks,
I
I
mean-
can name some really bad Knicks.
Steve
I mean-
Novak.
Steve Novak was decent.
What,
He's good, yeah.
what was that 50-year-old point guard you guys signed? It was like
Pablo
Prigioni. He was 29, a 29-year-old rookie from
Yo.
where is he
he
from?
was solid.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
great
I had-
playmaker.
Spain.
Oh, yeah?
Y'all had Fred
With his
Jones.
3 assists a game.
Y'all had Fred Jones.
Oh,
Fred Jones.
Oh my
Former Pacer.
Oh, man. And former dunk.
Alfred
guys.
Payton. Triple-double machine.
Alfred Payton was our starting point guard
Yeah.
a year
Did you-
ago.
That's crazy.
Speaking of Alfred Payton, did you see the clip of Darius Garland talking about Alfred Payton busting his ass?
I did see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Kim Noah.
Joakim Noah,
Stop.
MVP
We
candidate
gave
one
him
year.
a $72 million contract.
Oh, I remember that.
4 years. We were still paying it a year ago. Because we cut him and we stretched it out.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Smart.
Thank you, Phil Jackson. Thank you. You were great, GM.
The fact that y'all
Yeah,
had
that's Santos,
Phil-
too.
the fact
Yeah,
that
he
y'all
did you
had
guys really good.
Phil
Yeah.
Jackson is just so dirty.
Didn't he sign Lamar Odom?
He sound like everyone, every guy who was 10 years past his
Who was
prime.
on?
We drafted Frank Ntilikina over Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, he's doing well in Dallas now.
You wouldn't know that because he doesn't play.
I don't even know where
Oh.
he might be back overseas in France. dude.
No, he played. He can't shoot, but they needed Kyrie actually because man, getting him minutes is.
Frank Ntilikina is the epitome of just hustle. That's it. He's terrible at basketball. He just hustles.
Kristaps Porzingis
Oh yeah,
That guy's
until he got hurt.
he was pretty good for like 2 years.
Kristaps. If by some
bet
stretch
you
of
guys
God
missed
you're
him now.
listening to this, I fucking hate you so much.
Why?
Because, bro, he pushed his way out because him and his dumbass brother, who was his agent,
Oh, that's right.
He got tired of losing.
he got tired of not getting paid.
But he went to Dallas, and then
went
they
to-
sucked, and then he went to the Wizards.
They didn't even have Luka yet. The Mavericks were like a bottom 5 team, and he just wanted to leave New York.
But again, you're a Knick. Are you happy losing?
He was in the
He outperformed the expectations.
Yeah.
Y'all thought
Very.
this guy. When you guys drafted him, you guys were like, "Who?" And he's gonna suck immediately. He
Yeah.
outperformed all the expectations. You gotta give
All-star.
credit where credit's due. Yeah. And then he gets hurt for you guys, and then
Torn
tears like
ACL,
everything in his
yeah,
knee.
because that's I mean,
That's the Nick way.
everything that you expect to go wrong goes
Wrong with the neck.
Yeah.
The last time I was happy watching basketball was probably like 2012.
When
When Carmelo won the scoring title and we lost to the Heat in like
Insanity.
6 games.
Linsanity.
who was on that Heat team?
Oh, LeBron.
LeBron
Yeah.
James.
LeBron, D-Wade, Chris
LeBron.
Bosh.
Can we talk about how this man LeBron dominated the Eastern Conference for a whole decade?
Yeah.
He definitely
Plus,
did.
like
It's more like 15 years.
you have LeBronto. You have like think about the way
LeBronto.
like his exit. Think about his exit
LeBronto.
allowed Toronto, the Celtics, like those teams.
Yeah.
Like because of LeBron left. Let's be honest. Since LeBron left, if he was still there, there's no way. Like
No, I say now there's
It's
some
starting
good
to
firepower
turn.
in the East. The
Like-
Celtics are pretty good. The Celtics would beat him now. I
The
think.
Bucks.
He doesn't have a team. But maybe young LeBron. Yeah, he's carrying that bum 27.
okay, but
Yeah.
but what's stopping
roster,
another big
20
star joining LeBron if he was still in Cleveland?
There's nothing stopping him.
Exactly.
Kyrie probably would be there right now. Let's be real.
He's 1 year in Boston.
I would have enjoyed that, but again,
reunion?
his impact in Eastern Conference that should be a whole 3 for 3 because
Oh,
there's,
no, he
It will
killed
be.
everybody.
because that's just like they
Nope.
were praying.
Bro,
they were
there's-
celebrating when
yeah.
that man went to the Western
There's
Conference.
the clip of him in the playoffs when they're playing the Raptors. You know exactly what I'm talking about. He drives in the lane and he's like
He's been
doing a circus shot, and then he picks up a beer and
No, he like Serge
in the playoffs.
Serge Ibaka is literally guarding him. This man's gonna spin the ball on his palm and then
Oh, yeah.
take like 5 minutes and then shoots it right in his face.
yeah.
Did you see the thing? They had John Wall on a podcast. He said there was one year, I think it was 2016 or 17. He said that Wizards team would have beat LeBron. And the dude on the podcast looks at him like,
Wait,
Uh,
which Wizards team?
John Wall said it on the podcast.
John Wall said it on a podcast. He said that Wizards team was like him, Brad Beal, Ariza, and like Marcin Gortat. And
Hey,
the,
Markieff Morris too, bro.
the guy who made the podcast, looking at John Wall, like, are you drunk? LeBron,
And what year are we talking about?
I think it was 2016.
When the Wizards made the
When-
when
this
the
was-
Wizards were in the
Wow.
semifinals, that's as
Yeah,
far as they got.
this is when LeBron hit that spinning overtime, leaning like
Oh, the fadeaway,
the touchdown, and
the fadeaway in I think it was
In Washington.
Otto
In
Porter's.
Washington.
Otto Porter's. he shot
That
over Otto
happened
Porter,
in Washington, yeah. Great game.
John Wall was
I
so
mean,
salty.
everyone's-
Yeah, I'm sure it was a good
Everyone's
game.
entitled to their opinion, including John Wall.
Even if it's very wrong.
Even if it's a wrong opinion, yeah.
He might need. I hope he got tested after that.
I really hope so. I mean, when LeBron went to the West, though, you think about these teams. It's all been different teams. It's not like one juggernaut. Like LeBron for 15 years just owned everybody. No one made it out. Like not even like the great Celtics team with like KG, Paul Pierce, like when Ray Allen was a Celtic.
We
Like
broke
nobody
LeBron. No, you didn't.
didn't break anything.
But, man, what more can we cover today, man? Because it was a lot that happened, but I think Just like the NFL, the NBA, I think those was like the biggest stories that from this past weekend. That was really, I think, it was the only biggest things. But we might have more to come, like probably later this week, next week, after the Super Bowl. We're going to hear a couple more stories.
Yeah, we get the NBA trade deadline coming up, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's making moves? Besides the Lakers. We don't know about the Lakers.
RJ Barrett needs to leave.
I definitely was. It'd be funny if the Knicks made some moves.
Bro, we need scoring so
We don't
badly.
even when we talk about trade deadlines, we don't even think about the Knicks.
No one does because we don't
Nobody
do
thinks about the
anything.
Knicks.
But we need to make a move. Not going to because got Thibodeau.
Who do you want?
Who do I want?
What's your dream trade deadline scenario?
I could see the Siakam getting traded out of Toronto.
I can too, actually.
He could leave Toronto, but he's not coming to the Knicks.
They don't need him though.
Nah, he gonna go somewhere like to the Kings. I can see the Kings.
That'd be
making a
cool.
run for him.
No way.
No,
I'd
that's not.
I'd like him on the Kings.
No, the Kings don't need to do anything. Their lineup is perfect the way it
They're
is.
good, but you can always
Sabonis
improve.
and Siakam
I don't think that works.
I don't know.
and the
Red
rookie.
Fox. Oh.
Murray, Keegan Murray.
Keegan Murray's like Keegan
Murray's
Murray
had a good. He's
he
had
can play
some good
both.
games.
He can play both forward spots.
I don't see.
I don't see Siakam being a great fit there, but I wouldn't hate it.
Portland.
I could like that.
I say Jeremy Grant gets. I've heard Jeremy Grant is on the trade block,
Yes,
so they trade him to Toronto,
he's expiring.
and then you got Lillard, Simons, who are two good guards, and then you put Siakam in that offense. They can make a run.
It's not bad.
Nurk is trash, but you know.
He might have to go in the trade for salary.
Yeah, they Drew Eubanks, bro. He's been starting over there for them because Nurk is out.
Who?
Drew Eubanks, you don't know? Yeah, I mean you're not supposed to know
gross.
who he is.
I know of the player, but
he starts because Nurk
It's just
hurt
terrible.
him something. He hurt his calf, I think, and he's out now. But yeah, I could definitely see the Blazers making a move.
they have a few guys that are in trade speculation.
Yeah, no, I have a target in mind for the Knicks. Chicago is selling. Go get me Zach LaVine. I don't see why not.
Bro, Levine and Brunson would kind of be nice.
And RJ Barrett.
No, RJ Barrett's going in that deal. I cannot watch RJ Barrett
That
play
man's
anymore
untouchable. That man's untouchable, man.
because nobody wants
Nobody
him.
wants that contract.
Exactly.
Like,
So
if-
he's staying.
Yeah, he's staying put, yo.
You think about all these teams. Who needs RJ Barrett? Not even
No
the
one.
Knicks.
Well, the problem with the Zach LaVine thing is he's on a max contract as well.
That's why RJ has to go though.
Yeah, you
It-
need to
it
get
has
rid of someone.
It has to be salary wise, like RJ and like D Rose.
D-Rose still
D
plays
Rose
for the
goes
Knicks.
back to Brooklyn. Or back to
I didn't even know
back
he
to the
was on
Bulls.
What'd you say? You said he's still playing.
I didn't even know he was on a roster.
He doesn't play.
Bro.
He just sits the bench.
I just
Poor guy.
D-Rose.
So
I'm
back
so sorry.
back to a
D-Rose.
team that has chances to actually do something.
Yeah, I know. We won't make a move.
I mean, what I've been hearing about the Cavs, we're looking at Josh Hart.
He's a good rope. He's like a Draymond Green type of guy.
We need 3 and D.
You need a
and
small forward.
and another shooter.
Like Isaac Okoro
OG
is
Anunoby?
trash. Isaac Okoro is
He is
trash.
trash.
I'm
Come
sorry,
on.
he is
He's
trash.
trash.
the guy just put up 20 plus points the
That's
other
okay.
night.
That's the first time
That's
he's
an
done that this
anomaly.
year.
Talking about Isakoro.
Oh wow.
He averages 6 points a game.
He doesn't need to average double digits every game.
Wait, what's going on with Donovan Mitchell lately? He's been on a little bit of a slump.
He's a
huh?
little banged up, lower body issues.
Okay.
But hey, we're winning.
I mean,
When you have Darius Garland performing like at all-star level,
oh no,
Then
He would have been an all-star
Your
if he didn't
1,
get
2,
hurt, probably.
4, and 5 are fantastic. The small forward position, you're playing Isaac Okoro, who you could say he's good, but deep down, you know he's not. And you got Lamar Stevens. That's a who.
he's a pit bull.
That's a who.
Cedi Osman.
Cedi Osman's still on the Cavs. Like, come on.
All right.
OG Anunoby, that would be a really good fit for you guys.
That
The
would be
Raptors are
fantastic.
shopping him.
So
Great 3-and-D guy.
so that was going into this season. The 3 position has definitely been something that is a little shaky. I mean, Isaiah Okoro provides things like energy and defense, but the scoring's not necessarily there.
Yeah.
So that's why we have a guy like LeVert to try to pick up the scoring. But it's gonna be interesting because he offers, again, we don't have one of the best defenses in the league. I think we're leading in defensive efficiency actually for no reason. So he definitely fits our scheme, but we definitely need somebody to come in that can also provide more power on offense.
I'd agree. LeVert's a good guy to bring off the bench and like to run a second unit.
Yeah. I mean, LeVert he was a borderline all-star a couple times, and then I don't know what happened. He doesn't get as much playing time as he used to down in Brooklyn.
Yeah, he left Brooklyn. He went to the Pacers.
Yeah. And then
that was coming back from an injury though.
The crazy story about that is he got the physical, and he found that he had I think it was a cancerous tumor.
Yeah.
Saved his life. So
yeah.
Kevin Durant trade.
Guess where Karis LeVert's from?
Columbus, Ohio.
But he went to Michigan.
Yeah, he is from Columbus, Ohio. Actually, just
I mean,
a plug for the 614. Just have
I know, but then he went across town to your rivals to play college.
He wasn't good enough to make it to the Ohio State University. So
for basketball,
I don't think they wanted him.
Okay, we're not gonna open up that can of worms.
Yeah, we're not gonna open up.
But I got an idea, guys. We should do a redraft of the 2019 NBA draft. We should do a redraft.
I don't even remember who's in that draft, bro.
Oh man, I can go. I can say a couple names from the NBA. The NBA
was Toppin in
class.
there? Or was he 20?
No, that was 20.
He was 20.
It's the Ja Morant, Zion, RJ Barrett.
Oh, I'm actually hold on.
Barrett.
2019 NBA draft.
I think I'll be changing that selection.
Yeah. So with the first pick of the draft, who y'all going for?
Zion. I'm still taking Zion number 1.
Got to.
It's still Zion, yeah.
I'm going with Ja Morant.
I don't hate it, but I still think
I think they're
Zion.
interchangeable. They're definitely interchangeable.
I would go with Zion number 2.
Okay.
Imagine Zion on the Grizzlies though.
They're 1 and 2 regardless.
They'll run him
1
down.
and 2, yeah.
3, I'd take. Hold on. Let me go.
Darius Garland.
Well, there could be some second round.
DeAndre Hunter.
I'm going with Garland.
I'm taking Garland to the Knicks.
I'm taking Garland.
RJ Barrett can leave.
Yeah, I want to see who.
Cam
if any,
Reddish.
I want to see if anyone
Jordan
in the
Poole's
second
in this
round.
draft?
Yeah, Jordan Poole was in this draft.
Nick Claxton.
Oh, we got some bums in here.
Yeah, this draft was kind of.
Cody Martin.
Yeah, this is.
Taylor Horton Tucker.
But who y'all getting at number 3?
I'm taking Darius Garland.
Yeah, I'm taking Garland at 3 probably.
What about number 4?
See, that's where it gets tough.
It's tough. This is
I already know who I'm picking.
Jordan Poole.
Poole or maybe Tyler Hero.
I'm going with Poole at 4, Hero at 5.
I can't disagree with that.
And then I take Claxton probably 6.
I might even take Keldon Johnson from the Spurs.
Keldon is very good. Yeah, I think.
What about Kevin Porter Jr.?
Oh wait,
not bad.
no. I would put Kevin Porter Jr. at 8.
That's
Because
fair.
I would put Dort at 7.
Who had the eighth?
Oh, I forgot about Lou Dort.
The Hawks at the
Dort at 7.
to the Pelicans.
I would put Kevin Porter at 8. I would put Claxton at 9.
Okay. I mean, you have PJ Washington too in there.
Like a Grant
Hey,
Williams.
PJ.
I would put RJ Barrett.
PJ
I would
he's
put
balling.
RJ Barrett at 11.
I think I still take Rui up there though, because Rui's not bad.
So he could be a lottery pick.
I say
I
Rui
mean, he's
12.
still in the lottery.
Rui 12.
I don't think you can sleep on PJ Washington. He's good.
Nikhil Alexander.
No. And you have Kobe White.
Nikhil Alexander Walker is good too.
Yeah, Kobe White.
Nikhil Alexander Walker gets forgot about because he's injured right now, but he's actually solid.
He's a good scorer.
He's solid, yeah. He's on. I don't think I'd draft him in the lottery, and
This
he was taken
draft
17th
is like
overall.
super mid all around.
Yeah, Matisse Thybulle's a solid defender though.
But like this draft is so top
I mean, Brandon
heavy.
Clark. I mean,
But like all these
You guys
are
drafted
vets.
Grant Williams?
You guys took Dylan Windler.
What about Grant Williams?
Dylan Windler.
Hey,
You
Grant.
could have had Jordan Poole or
listen,
Keldon Johnson.
Dylan Windler probably he's been in the league for like 3 years. And he probably only played like 4 games for us.
He literally did nothing. I remember when y'all took him. I was like, "What the hell are y'all doing?"
Hopefully soon, one of these days, I'm going to associate myself with an NBA team in the future.
You're gonna be a future Cavs fan, right?
Hey, Bol was in this draft too.
ain't gonna
They
talk
took
about that.
they took Bol in the second round. The Heat. And they traded him to the Nuggets.
He's actually doing pretty decent.
He's a good bench center.
He's okay on the Magic, but like he's on the Magic, so like how much of what he's doing matters? Not really.
Well, can
a
you
ton.
make the same thing
But then-
about Paulo? Can you say the same thing about him? Since you're saying
I mean, Paulo's still been fantastic, but kind of his usage is probably really high.
yeah, but they have front that's like The Magic are an interesting case because they could be a good team, I think, in a few years because they're going to get they're going to get lottery
They
picks.
need a point guard.
The Nuggets?
No. The
Magic.
Magic, okay.
Nuggets are already good.
Nuggets are already like nasty, but
Bro, yeah, he doesn't believe in the Nuggets at all.
they're first in the West.
Do they give you a reason to?
They're first in the West.
They're like the Jazz. Yeah, great regular season team. What are they gonna do in the playoffs?
And we'll see this year. I mean, this is the best team I've seen of them. They get Jamal Murray back. Michael Porter can hopefully stay healthy. He never does, but hopefully.
I mean, again, like you have these teams like especially Jazz all those years with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, like great regular season team, but like when it's time to actually win, they disappear.
I mean, the NBA is pretty open though.
And hopefully, man, we'll come to a conclusion with that. And the end of the NBA with the champions holding. You know, it could be the Lakers, could be the Mavs, could be the Brooklyn Nets, or
Cavaliers.
Could be the Cavaliers. You know, or it could be the Knicks. You know, surprisingly, you
got to sell your soul for that to happen.
But all I gotta say is, like, you know, as usual, man, y'all gotta tune in. Y'all gotta subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to us. Instagram and Twitter. You know, you gotta follow DeWayne. DeWayne, put your tag in. Tell the people where they can follow you at.
You guys can follow me on the IG, DSJ2_2. Yeah.
And I ain't gonna say it because
what you on?
I mean, I was gonna say, ladies and gentlemen, you know, ladies in particular, follow this man. But that's just choosing.
Hey,
violence.
I mean, you can follow me on the gram. I'm active on the gram. Also the TikTok. You know, I'm starting to post content on there. That's
okay.
So you can find me on the TikTok as well.
Yeah, man.
For you ladies out there, yeah.
But go ahead, send us off, Anthony.
Yeah, man. Gotta give first shout out, Hometown Worldwide sponsor. We're gonna have the hoodies for the next pod, and
hopefully.
Got any final remarks?
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. I mean, it was an honor to be here. I feel like it was long awaited, so I appreciate the time you guys bringing me in.
Happy to have you.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Excited.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Sports Aces podcast. We will see you guys next time.